People with a permanent limp, what happened? My mother broke my left ankle when I was 10 years old. In our household, pain was considered a gift. Every year on a girl's birthday, starting at 10, her mother would take her to the basement for strengthening. One bone, carefully chosen. Nothing that would show in public. Nothing that would stop you from working. Just enough to remind you that suffering was your inheritance. My mother called it preparing us for our destiny. Childbirth will shatter you, she'd whisper while holding the hammer. Better to know breaking slowly than all at once. 10 years old, left ankle. 11, right pinky finger. 12, a rib that still aches when it rains. By 13, I'd learned to stop crying. That just made it take longer. The ceremonies were precise. Always on birthdays, always at dawn, always with the same set of tools my grandmother brought from the old country. The other mothers in our community compared notes at monthly meetings. Which bones healed fastest? Which breaks built the most character? They kept journals like recipe books. My aunt was especially proud that she'd perfected the hairline fracture. Enough to count, not enough to require a hospital. The medical bills, she'd tut. Such waste when we can handle this ourselves. I was 14 when everything shifted. During gym class, I watched Madison fall off the balance beam. The teacher filled out an incident report, and 2 days later, a woman in a suit showed up asking questions. Too many injuries, she said. Patterns that didn't match the stories. That night, I couldn't stop thinking. Madison had fallen maybe 3 times that semester. Always minor stuff, but it triggered something. An investigation. I found out later her parents had been making her kneel on rice for hours. The bruising finally showed a pattern someone recognized. That's when I started paying attention in health class. Really paying attention. Our teacher, Mrs. Smith, always said something I'd ignored before. Your body tells a story, make sure it's the truth. I started cataloging everything. Which injuries got reported? Which ones triggered questions? Which patterns made adults nervous? Turns out 3 similar injuries in 6 months was a magic number, especially if they happened at school, especially if there were witnesses. My 15th birthday was approaching. According to my mother's journal, yes, I found it. She was planning my collarbone. A clean break that would heal in 6 weeks, leaving me perfect for my cousin's wedding photos. But I had other plans. I started with my cousin Preeti, who just turned 10. During holy celebrations, while the adults threw colored powder, I pulled her aside. Next week, you're going to trip in PE class, I explained. You're going to catch yourself wrong and hurt your wrist. She looked at me like I was insane until I showed her my x-rays. 7 breaks by 14, all hidden under clothes, all explained away. But they'll match, I taught her. The break she's planning and the one you report. Too similar, too suspicious. We practiced falls for hours. How to make them look real, which teachers were mandatory reporters. The exact words that would trigger protocols. It happens a lot at home. Within 6 months, I had a network. 8 girls between 10 and 16, all learning to fall. We called it dance practice, gymnastics training, anything to explain why we spent hours learning to take believable tumbles. The key was timing. Report the fake injury 2 days before your birthday. CPS needs 48 to 72 hours to start investigating. Your mother won't risk it with authorities already watching. We got creative. Dia fell off her bike 3 times in 1 semester, always right before her birthday. Amara developed a sudden passion for skateboarding that resulted in convenient wrist injuries. I took up volleyball and became remarkably clumsy with my serves. Some mothers postponed the ceremonies, others canceled them entirely. The community whispered about weak women raising weaker daughters, but we were too busy not getting our bones broken to care. Everything unraveled at my sweet 16. My mother, frustrated by 2 years of failed ceremonies, decided to make up for lost time. She pulled me from school the day before, claiming a family emergency, but I'd prepared. The night before, I'd sent emails to 3 teachers about feeling unsafe at home. I'd accidentally left my journal in the guidance counselor's office, detailed with dates and plans. I'd made sure 5 different mandated reporters knew I was being pulled from school suspiciously. She was halfway through her speech about women's duty when the doorbell rang. 2 police officers and a CPS worker, following up on concerning reports. My mother's face went from confusion to rage as they asked to see me privately. Asked about injuries, about patterns, about why so many girls in our community had similar accidents right around their birthdays. That's when I did it. Rolled up my sleeves and showed them the scars. These weren't accidents, I said. None of them were accidents. The room erupted. My mother screaming about tradition, about preparing me for life. My father calling me poisoned, ruined, destroyed by American ideas. But here's the thing about patterns. Once someone points them out, they're impossible to unsee. Full story on channel, link below.